like circuits. Like circuits you connect with inside, with each other. The more you connect those circuits, the more you activate these different aspects of self, the more light comes alive in your being. The more light you radiate, because you continue to access and activate these aspects of yourself. All the lights coming on in the house. All the lights coming on in the house. In here. The more lights come on in the house, the more at home you feel at home. It's like Christmas lights. You got one strand or string of lights, and you can connect some more strings of lights, and the other strings of lights come on. And these lights connect with this light, and the other strings come on. This happens emotionally and energetically amongst us as a collective here on the surface of the planet. As we connect with each other. As we connect with those around us. We activate these Christmas lights. We activate these Christmas lights. You got to unpack that now. What you mean not conducive? We exist as beings of the same energetic source. Here to activate each other. Here for each other as individual expressions of source energy. Some of these connections will make you laugh. Some will make you cry. Some will piss you off and rub you the wrong way. Some you joke with, and some once again, make you feel a part. But they're all doing their job. They're all showing you aspects of your own energy. Giving you the opportunity or providing you the opportunity to be more compassionate, to acknowledge aspects of self. All the different personalities. Now, beyond the small stuff, beyond the petty differences, once again, there is that core acknowledgement of all existing within the same essence. They all exist within me. Maybe there's a part of or aspect of self that may rub me the wrong way, if you will. But once again, this is an opportunity for me to be more compassionate and having the ability to accept this aspect of self. This aspect of self is deepening my sense of compassion for myself. Because once again, I still have to accept him. I still have to accept him. Once again, my love is expanding. My love is evolving. My capacity to accept people is evolving. My unconditional love is expanding. The essence of that unconditional part. The unconditional part. That's establishing more depth in the love that I do have to share. As that unconditional part becomes stronger, the potency of the love that I have to share is becoming stronger. Because once again, my ability to accept others is basically a reflection of me being able to accept myself. Me being able to accept myself. The more I'm able to accept you and all this stuff that y'all doing, all this gossiping and criticizing, y'all over there hating and so on and so forth, y'all over here hurting people and such, once again, my capacity to accept you is only revealing the amount of love that I can have for myself. the unconditional love that I have for myself when it comes to forgiving myself, for having compassion for myself, for when I may fall off for a minute or lose my cool, me being able to return to a sense of care and compassion and acceptance of myself beyond feeling guilty and shameful and contempting, or having a bunch of contempt and feeling guilty about my choices and so on and so forth. I'm developing the depth of that level of love I have for myself. And of course, this same capacity of love is the love that you have to share with your kids and your friends and your family. And they're going to do stupid shit too. But once again, my level of compassion is so broad, I'm not tripping off none of that. It's so deep. I've seen so much. I've experienced so many people that was doing the darkest and the absolute most. But once again, my love is stronger than all of that. It's stronger than all that because I've been able to maintain and process and transmute those experiences and energies and things that have been said and presented to me that may have rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't prefer it, or I felt like it was a personal attack or what have you. I was able to transcend those energies and transmute those perceived challenges or what have you, and discover or at least connect with the level of compassion and the depth of love unconditionally to be able to accept those experiences and accept those people. It came through those experiences, through me being able to observe and acknowledge and still recognize their worthiness. Recognize that God still loved them. God still loved them. They still deserve God love. They ain't doing nothing but trying to get home. They having a rough time and bumping their head and doing all kind of craziness to folks that they're going to have to look at. They're going to have to come into terms with because they're going to experience that stuff. But they ain't doing nothing but trying to get home. Everybody doing the best that they can. Everybody. Everybody doing the absolute best that they can. And yeah, some of the appearances may throw you off because some of these individuals are children. Like, emotionally, in their maturity, in grown bodies and with muscles and so on and so forth. Like, oh, he know what he's doing. Like, yeah, he's like a child in a big old meat suit, doing stupid shit. He's a kid. He's a kid. Like, he's really a spiritual kid. He's a child. We talked about this a couple weeks ago when it comes to dealing with narcissists and what have you. They're emotional children. They're emotional children. We talked about that already. And as an evolved being, we don't necessarily expect emotional children to digest and understand some of the things we attempt to explain them from a place of compassion. Like, you can't do that to people. You can't just be lying to people and never think you wrong. You don't accept, can't nobody tell you or express any criticism to you. And it's like, look, you're just being an emotional child. I get it. I can only attempt, but once again, I can't expect you to get it. I can't expect you to get it, and it's not necessarily from a place of moral superiority. I'm not doing that either. But I recognize that there's more healing to do, and we all are healing at our own pace, at our own capacity of healing. You got some more looking in the mirror to do. All that stuff that you're doing, you're going to have to see that. That stuff is going to have to happen to you. I'm not here to observe it. I'm not here to wait for it and make sure and observe. I'm not going to be an audience or patron of your karma. I'm not going to be in the stands. I'm not going to be in the stands waiting for you to get your karma. That ain't my focus. My focus is on the beauty that I'm here to experience. The things that I'm still here to integrate into my reality, into my awareness, to my conscious expansion. That's what I'm here to do. I ain't here to look at your paper and make sure you're doing it right. I got plenty of work of my own to do, to be focused on what's going on with you or what's going to happen to you, and be sitting here waiting with popcorn and you're going to get it. God going to get you. That ain't That ain't mastery. I got plenty of work to do. I got plenty of work to do on my own BS. I got plenty to do for me to be over here focused on your stuff or gossiping about you. Gossiping about what's going to happen and so on. No, I got my own plate. My plate is more than full. I ain't got time to be focused on your soap opera. I don't. We're trying to get home. I desire to be home. I desire to be in the comfort of the beauty of authenticity and my environment to be aligned with my own internal sense of presence, my own vibration. How does it feel to be where you want to be at? That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. That's my focus. Once again, I'm suffered enough to be interested in watching what happened when your suffering come to visit you. I got too much going on. I don't want to see no more death and destruction and deception and cheating and so on. No, I'm done with all. I don't want to see none of that. If that's your reality, that's what you're creating for yourself by being a narcissist or immature or what have you, then, hey, look, God bless you. Go ahead and rock, bro. But I'm not here to witness all that destruction you got going on. I don't get no pleasure in seeing you hurt. I don't get no pleasure in seeing you feel the pain that you cause other people. They don't. That's not creating beauty for me. That ain't creating no more beauty for me. That's like people who go and watch people in the electric chair sit there and die good, die real good. Cause like, no, I don't need to see all that. I don't need to see all that. Once again, I hope you figure this thing out eventually. But we're doing the best that we can. I got work to do. Creation, expression, unfolding more of my own beauty. Seeing more of my own liberation amongst myself and my friends and family and being an example for people who are intending to get home. For myself, I want to go home. I ain't sitting here suffering, waiting on y'all to hurt y'allself.